I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Oh, hello. It's me, Rabbi Yonatan. I was just heading out of the shul and heading down that little hallway right there that goes into the rabbi's office and can escape out of the synagogue. Don't worry, it's just a drill, in case something ever really happens. But it probably wouldn't. But we always have to be ready, right? Well, it reminds me of this week's and last week's Parsha. Last week's Parsha was called Vayetsei, and he went out. And it was Jacob who went out. But he didn't just go out. He had to escape. He had to run away. Just like one might have to run away if there's a fire or if something happens in the synagogue, we have to be able to make sure that we can get out. And so Jacob runs away from his brother Esav, Vayetsei Yaakov, right? Because there was some shady dealings and he had to run away from his brother. He was feared for his life. And then he comes to his brother-in-law, not his brother-in-law, but became his brother-in-law, Lavan, after he marries Rachel and Leah. And ultimately, there's some shady dealing between the two of them, and he has to run away again. Another Vayetsei moment. And then in this week's Parsha, Vayishlach. Vayishlach means he sent out. After running away from Lavan, the first thing that we know is that he runs into his brother Esav, and he wants to run away again. So he sends emissaries. Vayishlach. He sends other people to face his brother. Of course, sometimes the person that we need to face is not all the people we're running away from. Like when you have to run away from a fire, or God forbid if something else happens in the synagogue. Most of the time, when we're running away, the person we can't run away from is ourselves. At that point, Jacob realized he could no longer run away from himself. And so ultimately, he goes to face his brother. And ultimately, they embrace. This is a lesson for all of us about when it's time to run away and when it's time to stand firm, face ourselves, and be strong and face life. Shabbat Shalom.